Hey everybody, David here, and today I want to do a top 10 list for my top 10 favorite Angelina Jolie movies from worst to best. Now, I've seen 16 movies of hers in total. I went through her IMDb page and realized, yeah, I've seen 16 Angelina Jolie movies. I know that's not all her films, obviously, but look, it's impossible to watch every film in the world. So these are the films that I've seen, the top 10 that I feel, and some of the ones at the bottom I think are okay at best. I don't think they're terrible, but yeah, they're not the best. The ones I think in the top two, three, I think are the ones that definitely the top two, I would say I would recommend 100%. So let's get right into this. My list is maybe a little interesting. And look, if you have a list of Angelina Jolie movies that you've seen, recommend some to me that, hey, David, you should check this movie out. This is one of her best movies that a lot of people talk about. Let me know. I know definitely one of or two, a couple of these movies will definitely make people's lists. So Eternals is not up here yet. That's the reason I'm doing this list. Eternals comes out today, and I wanted to do something Eternals related. I'm gonna go see the movie tomorrow, so we'll see what I think of that movie. I think that movie will definitely make my top 10. Where exactly? I don't know. So let's get right into it. Starting with number 10, I have Maleficent. That's right, the original Maleficent is at number 10. This is one of my least favorite live action Disney films. And yeah, so it's a little boring at times. It's a little too slow and fluffy for me. Uh, Angelina Jolie is great casting for that character. Unfortunately, the character wasn't taken in a direction that I wanted to see. I wanted to see Angelina Jolie play pure evil in the movie. And I guess that's the problem with calling the movie Maleficent and making her an anti hero. You're forced to make her good. I felt Cruella with Emma Stone was actually a much better movie that handled the villain right because you could still see her character going down that dark path. But with Maleficent, they made her, they neutered the character. Maleficent is supposed to be one of the greatest Disney villains of all time. And, yeah, not Angelina Jolie's fault. It's the movie in general. Same thing with the sequel, which I thought was a step down from even the first one, which I already didn't think was that great. Next up is the one and only Ivan. This one came out on Disney Plus last year during the pandemic. It was one of the earlier films that Disney decided to yank from theaters and put it out on the streaming service to help them out because it was easier last year. And I'll admit, I enjoyed this movie. I thought it was a nice little cute film. Angelina Jolie plays a supporting role in it. I forgot who did the voice of the gorilla, Ivan, but yeah, I thought Bryan Cranston was in the movie as the circus owner. Yeah, I thought it was a really cute movie, so that's why it's at number 9. At number 8, I have Lara Croft Tomb Raider: The Cradle of Life. This is the sequel to the first Lara Croft movie. Yeah, I enjoyed the second one. Uh, just as much as the first one, which I guess we'll get to. Number 7, Lara Croft Tomb Raider is my 7th favorite film. The first and the second one, I know lots of people say the second one isn't as good, but I think it's just as good as the first one. A little, maybe a step down, but not too much down. So the first one obviously was the better movie. Better maybe even than the new, well, I don't know, the new remake was pretty good too, but Angelina Jolie knocked it out of the park. She was terrific. This is obviously the first blockbuster that definitely shot her up and made her a household name. Then moving on to number 6, I have Kung Fu Panda 3. You had to have some Kung Fu Panda on this list. And yes, Kung Fu Panda 3, the third film in the franchise, was a really enjoyable one. I found all of them to be pretty enjoyable. Will the other two make my list? We'll have to continue and see. Number 5, I have Girl Interrupted. I know this movie had Winona Ryder as the main character, but Angelina Jolie is clearly the standout performance, and she is the supporting character, the second co-lead, I guess, and she is great in it. I don't remember the movie too much, but I remember really liking it a lot. So that's why it's at number 5 for me. Number 4, this one might shock a lot of people because I know this movie didn't get a lot of love. The Tourist with Angelina Jolie and Johnny Depp. I remember liking this movie a lot. I've only seen it once, and it was when it came out on DVD. I bought it, and so I still have it on my shelf. Maybe I should go back and watch it. I'm just scared. Maybe I'll see things that I didn't notice the first time around. But I remember enjoying it quite a bit, so that's why it made number 4 on my list. Number 3 on my list, however, is Kung Fu Panda 2. There we go, another Kung Fu Panda. I remember really enjoying the second one. If you ask me to, what was the plot about? Uh, I actually don't remember right now, but I remember liking the movie a lot, more than the third one at least. And that's why it's at number 3. Number 2 is one that is a great Angelina Jolie movie. I haven't seen it in a long time either. But I remember really loving this one. And I know James McAvoy Wanted is the name of the movie. I don't know if I mentioned that. Angelina Jolie, Morgan Freeman, and James McAvoy are all in this film. And it is one of the most badass action movies of all time. I know it's based off a comic or a graphic novel. And yeah, it's one that I would totally recommend checking out. I should actually go back and check it out myself. I haven't seen it in a long while, but I remember really loving the film. Definitely one, but I think it was even before James McAvoy. I think it came out in 2009 before James McAvoy was Professor X. So that was kind of like one of the first movies I remember seeing James McAvoy in, but I probably seen him in Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe first. So I keep forgetting he was in that movie. But Wanted was definitely the one that, like, wow, this guy's a really good actor. And Angelina Jolie, I mean, come on, she's always amazing. So there you go. Finally, at number 1, Kung Fu Panda, the first one. No, the first Kung Fu Panda is so enjoyable and so great. Yeah, I had to put it up here at number 1. It's the first one that started the trilogy. I don't think the second and the third one matched what it was, but they are enjoyable movies. It feels weird putting Kung Fu Panda at number 1 because I know Angelina Jolie's role isn't as big as it is in some of the other movies I listed. She's definitely a supporting character, but the movie is more about Jack Black's character, the panda. Poe, I think the name was. It's been a while since I've seen the Kung Fu Panda movies, but I remember enjoying them all. So they had to. The first one in particular, I remember the most because it's the first one. It's the most memorable. It had the funniest jokes throughout the entire film. I still think the second and third movie are great too, on their own rights. That's why they made my top 6. So come on. And number 2 was only at number 3. So, but yes, I think Wanted is better than the second and third Kung Fu Panda movies, but Kung Fu Panda 1 had to be number 1 on my list. It's just an enjoyable movie that anybody can relate to, and that's why it's there. So guys, comment below and tell me what movies do I have on my list are on your list. Also tell me what movies I don't have on my list that I should have on my list or check out or whatever. I know there's 6 other movies that I cut out from this list, but hey, these are the ones that I really enjoyed from her. And the other ones just didn't cut it, like Maleficent Part 2, whatever that was called, the Mistress of Evil. Yeah, that was a step down from the original, so I'm not going to put that one on this list. And there were a couple of others, too, that I can't remember right now that I didn't think were as good. Some terrible ones, too. Like Sky Captain in the World of Tomorrow. Yeah, that one. I saw that one in theaters, too, and I bought it on DVD, and I think it's fine, but nothing to put on my top 10. Yeah, so with that being said, until next time, everybody, I hope you like this video. Please subscribe to my channel, especially if you are a fan of nerdy films like myself. And with that being said, until next time, everybody, take care.